Hi, I'm Amy. I lived with my grandmother in a huge metropolis. We were a poor but close-knit family. Grandma owned a small flower shop. After school, I got on my bike and delivered the bouquets. Sometimes I took a moment to admire the city we were living in. Its beauty never failed to take my breath away. There was so much going on there. Look at all those people. Something interesting happened every second. Thousands of destinies were intertwined. Unfortunately, I often felt lonely even when I was in the middle of a crowd. I'd never had any friends, and the reason for that was something that happened back when I was a kid. I had a crush on a classmate of mine called Kyle. One day, I plucked up the courage to confess to him, but he made fun of me in front of the whole school and broke my heart into a million pieces. I will never hang out with a loser like you. Ever since then, it had been hard for me to trust and open up to anyone. Kyle grew up handsome, but I tried to avoid even looking in his direction. Especially since he was dating my sworn friend Cindy. I couldn't stomach that witch, and the feeling was mutual. What's this dirty smell of socks? Has Amy brought a new perfume? There was no smell until you walked in. It's a suspicious coincidence, isn't it? We always fought like cats and dogs. But that's not what today's story is about. It was summertime. School was over. When I came to Grandma's shop, she was watering the flowers, so I sat down at the computer to check if anyone had ordered a bouquet. To my surprise, I saw that we had a letter in the inbox, but it wasn't a new order. It said Grandma owed the bank a large sum of money, and they could take away our flower shop at any moment. Dang it, this is bad. I was afraid Grandma might have a heart attack if she found out. Worrying at her age was dangerous, you know? So I deleted the email and tried to come up with a plan. I know! I need to get a part-time job for the summer and pay off the debt. I searched the internet and soon found something interesting. A businesswoman called Miss Ritchie was looking for a personal assistant who could run errands for her. Perfect! I know the city like the back of my hand. An hour later, I was interviewed by Miss Ritchie in her office. One look at that strict lady sent a shiver down my spine. I am a busy woman. My assistant needs to be smart to keep up with me. I told her I knew my way around the city and would not let her down. She looked at me critically and agreed to hire me on a trial basis. Heck yeah! Soon it was my first day at work, and I came to the office and immediately got my first task. Amy, get my jewelry from the cleaners.
I need to shine at the party tonight. It's very important. Don't screw up. Got it?
I'm on it, boss. I carefully put Miss Ritchie's jewelry in my purse. I still had plenty of time left, so I took a moment to enjoy being in the bustling city as usual. Life was buzzing. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Cindy running toward me. I didn't step aside fast enough. She ran into me and we both fell to the ground. I got up, picked up my purse, and dusted myself off. Cindy did the same. Have you considered using your eyes? They're very useful. You should give it a try. Get out of my way, I'm busy. Cindy didn't even apologize before running off, and I headed back to Miss Ritchie's office. There was a twitchy guy in the elevator with me. I hadn't even stepped out yet when he pressed the close button. The doors closed on my skirt. I was pulled back so suddenly I dropped my purse. Hey, stop the elevator! But it was already climbing up. Luckily, I managed to pull my skirt out before it was too late. Then I frantically picked up everything that had fallen out of my purse. My heart sank when I realized something was wrong. An envelope, gum, hairpins. Where's the jewelry? It dawned on me that Cindy and I must have mixed up our purses after she'd run into me. Miss Ritchie came up to me and sternly asked if I was done with my errand. Not yet. They were on a lunch break, but I brought you some gum. Fresh breath is very important. I promised I would be back soon and ran outside. Then I called Cindy and told her about the mess we were in. However, I didn't say anything about the expensive jewelry in my purse, just in case. I wouldn't have run into you if you hadn't been standing in the middle of the road. Are we going to keep arguing or solve the problem like adults? Okay, meet me in the Starbucks near Central Park in an hour. Okay, as soon as I put my phone away, I heard someone behind me shout, "Catch him!" I turned around and saw a cat in an expensive collar running toward me. A girl in shabby clothes was chasing him. I caught the cat, feeling a bit lost. The stranger beamed at me and held out her hands to take him back. But then some wacko came around the corner. "Stop running away! I'll catch you anyway!" His shout made the cat's fur stand on end. He wiggled out of my hands and took off again. The girl turned white as snow and took a step back. Dang it! He caught me! I didn't know what was going on, but the man looked really intimidating. So I grabbed the stranger by the hand and dragged her into an alley. "I know where you can hide." We quickly jumped into a dumpster. The girl's pursuer ran past us, and we got back out. I took a banana peel off my head and asked the girl what just happened and what kind of mess she dragged me into. The girl's name was Lee, and she said that the fluffy cat was called Simon. His owner was some ambassador's rich daughter. Whoever found and returned him was promised a reward. I found Simon and wanted to return him home and get the money, but that greedy bastard wanted to get the reward too. Except the cat outsmarted both of you and took off again. Yeah, I've only just moved here, but you seem to know your way around town. Yeah, I could walk here with my eyes closed. Could you help me find Simon? We'll split the reward in half. I was in dire need of money, so her offer sounded tempting. But first, I had to meet Cindy and get my purse back. Sure, but first I need to meet someone. Awesome! We went to Starbucks to meet Cindy. Lee kept looking around and admiring the city. I like it here. If only... What? It's just that my dad hasn't been the same since we moved here. We walked past the street food stalls. Lee stared at the hot dogs while her stomach rumbled. I desperately needed money, but it was clear Lee had it even harder. She looked poor, so I treated her to a hot dog. Soon we got to the Starbucks, but Sydney didn't come. She didn't answer her phone either. Miss Ritchie called me and shouted so loudly I thought I'd go deaf. Amy, where's my jewelry? If you don't bring it here before the party, you'll regret being born. I have everything under control, Mom. That is, ma'am. I'll be there soon. I put the phone away and tried to figure out what to do. Cindy must have found the jewelry and decided to steal it. I couldn't let her get away with it. Lee and I came to my sworn friend's house. Amy, when are we going to look for Simon? As soon as I deal with my problem. Except Sydney wasn't at home. Jeez, where could she be hiding? And then I thought about Kyle. He would know where his girlfriend was. I called Kyle, but to my surprise, he said he couldn't find Cindy either. Amy, why are you looking for her? Aren't you enemies? We took each other's purses by accident. I need to get mine back. So you have Cindy's purse now? Yeah. Where are you? I'll pick you up and we'll find Cindy together. Kyle was being suspiciously polite, but I was running out of time and agreed. I could use some help. I'll be waiting for you by Cindy's house. I'm on my way. While Lee and I waited, we sat down on the curb. Miss Evil Boss called me again. I'd already run out of excuses by then and didn't answer, so she texted me. Shameless girl, if you stole my jewelry, I'll make you go to juvie. I got goosebumps. Grandma wouldn't survive that. That wasn't how I imagined my first day at work would go. Kyle's car finally stopped next to us. Get in. I know where to find Cindy. But Lee clung to my arm and wouldn't let me get in the car. You promised to help me find Simon! Come on, Amy, we've got no time to waste. I felt torn and didn't know who to listen to. But I knew that if I didn't get the jewelry back, Grandma and I would be in big trouble. So I got into Kyle's car. Lee, I remember my promise, but I need to get my purse back first, and then we'll find Simon, okay? No! I've already wasted too much time following you around. Do whatever you want. I'll manage fine without you. Lee ran off in search of the cat, and Kyle drove us to Cindy. My heart was pounding as I sat next to him. Years ago, Kyle hurt me, but deep down, I still cared about him. He smiled sheepishly like he read my mind. Amy, I'm sorry for what I did when we were kids. I was young and stupid, but I've changed. I didn't know what to say, so I just didn't say anything. Kyle stopped at a coffee shop. Could you get us some coffee? My treat. Kyle waited for me in the car because he couldn't park there. I didn't suspect anything as I was buying us 2 cappuccinos. But as I was walking back to the car, I saw Kyle take the envelope out of Cindy's purse. I'll be taking this. I have no idea where Cindy is, but if you find her, tell her I outsmarted her. Bye, loser. He smirked at me and drove away. I was so confused I dropped our coffees. Was he freaking kidding me? I suddenly got a call from Cindy. Amy, my phone ran out of battery and I was late for our meeting, but now I'm ready to meet. Just name the place. I could have kept quiet about what happened, but I decided to be honest. Listen, Cindy, I saw Kyle and he took an envelope out of your purse. What? He also asked me to tell you that he outsmarted you. What was he talking about? It doesn't matter. Why would you let him do that? Cindy kept shouting at me for a long time and finally said, Thanks for nothing. I'll throw your purse in a dumpster next to the mall. Good luck finding it. Was she serious? I ran to the mall, found the dumpster there, and jumped into it. But there was nothing inside. Ah! It was clearly not my day. Then I realized a homeless guy was staring at me with his mouth wide open. What's the matter? I don't know what you're looking for, but the garbage truck left 5 minutes ago. That was it. I was done for. My purse, along with the garbage, had been taken away, and I would never find it now. It became the last straw for me. I had to tell Miss Ritchie the truth and pray she would forgive me. I was trudging away, gutted, when I heard a familiar voice. Simon! Simon, kitty, kitty, kitty! I sighed warily and came up to Lee. I was already finished. At least I could help Lee find the cat. He was just here, but then he ran away again. Don't worry, we'll find Simon. We looked for Simon in the alleys, but he must have hidden really well because he was nowhere to be seen. Lee and I had lost all hope, but then luck finally smiled on us. Cindy was sitting on a bench calmly petting Simon, and next to her was my bag. Cindy, didn't you throw it away? I'm not that much of a monster. I just lost my temper. Sorry. Simon! I knew such a gorgeous cat would have an owner. We were laughing merrily when we suddenly heard an angry voice. Lee, there you are! Don't move! The guy Lee and I had seen earlier was running at us. I didn't really want to deal with him, so I grabbed the girl's hands and we started running too. OMG! What's going on? We ran through the park, but the angry guy was still catching up to us. And then I noticed a thicket of wild grapes. Follow me, I know where to hide. However, as soon as I stepped into the thicket, the ground disappeared from under my feet and I started falling. Lee and Cindy fell in right after me. I came to realize that the three of us were in a deep sewer well. Someone must have forgotten to close the hatch. We were lucky none of us got seriously hurt. How are we going to get back? We are going to need help. It's a long way up. Unfortunately, there was no signal there. We could only wait. I hope they find us soon. Cindy, what was in that envelope Kyle stole? She sighed heavily and told me the truth. Photos of that traitor with some other girls. Seriously? Yeah, I found out Kyle was cheating on me and took a few photos of him as evidence. I wanted to show the pictures to those other girls, but Kyle took away my phone and deleted them. I'd printed out some copies though, but now Kyle has taken them too. It makes me sick to think I used to have a crush on him. While Cindy and I were chatting, Lee was gently hugging the cat to her chest as he purred. I missed you, Simon. Wait a minute. You said his owner's an ambassador's daughter. Lee looked away and admitted she was the ambassador's daughter. After we moved, Dad was so busy with work he did not pay any attention to me. At first I was mad at him, but then I changed into these clothes, took Simon and ran away from home. I wanted Dad to worry about me. The guy chasing us was my bodyguard. I was lost for words. The girls' words made my blood boil. Because of them, my first day at work turned into a disaster. If I didn't get the jewelry to Miss Ritchie in half an hour, I would be in a world of trouble. I looked up again. It was too high. We couldn't get out. But then, I saw some shadows above us. Hey! Help us! We're down here! A moment later, a man looked down the hatch. Lee, is that you? I'm here, Dad! We fell! The bodyguard had called Lee's dad, and together they got us out. Oh, sweetie, I was worried out of my mind when you ran away. Don't ever do that again. I just wanted you to think of me. I promise we will spend more time together. Dad, Amy helped me to look for Simon, and now she's in trouble. Could we give her a ride? Of course. Lee's father kept his word and hit the gas. I arrived at Miss Ritchie's party right on time. Sorry for the delay. Here's your jewelry. You've been gone for too long. I don't need such a terrible assistant. You're fired. Of course, I knew that would happen, but I was still upset. But then the girls came up to me and cheered me up. Don't look so gutted. Today is just not our day. Let's go. Dad will drive you home. Thanks, girls. I'm sad I was fired, but this was fun. We hugged and got into the car. I looked out the window and thought about the metropolis and all the people who lived in it. There were so many of them that something incredible happened every minute. Such thoughts made me feel calmer, and I smiled. Grandma stared at me with huge eyes when I got home. I realized what I looked like. Tired, dirty, with unkempt hair. Amy, dear girl, what's wrong? I told her about everything that happened to me that day. I deleted the email from the bank and wanted to help you pay off the debt. To my surprise, Grandma smiled and hugged me. Don't worry, sweetie. I'm an adult and have everything under control. So you knew about it? Of course I did. And I've already dealt with it. You should enjoy the holidays. I was so glad that everything ended well. As for Kyle, you've been dating all of us? You liar! Stop, you traitor! Leave me alone! He got what he deserved. This is karma, girls. You can't avoid it. I love my hometown. Its pace of life, its rules, its stories, and my friends do too. Tell us about your city in the comments down below. Are there any cool festivals taking place there? And of course, don't forget to like this video.